Welcome back to the raid. I'm here with Jay and Alex. Big news in the NBA. Woj dropped a bomb yesterday. Damian Lillard headed to the Milwaukee Bucks as part of a 3-team deal with the Suns and the Blazers. Initial thoughts, opinions, what do we got?
The Bucks are still going to lose in the first round of the playoffs.
Ooh, that's a bold take. That's a bold take. They got 3 All-Stars.
They had 3 All-Stars last year. What happened?
That is a fair assessment. But Damian Lillard and Drew Holiday are 2 different players.
What happened last year?
They lost to the team that won the Eastern Conference.
Part of the problem last year was Drew Holiday, which they got rid of because he was shooting 30% from 2 and 25% from 3. That's not what you want from your point guard if he's a high-volume shooter.
You can't go cold in the first round of the playoffs against a team that was playing down. Miami was not your typical 8 seed.
But who's going to request more ball time this year, Giannis or Damian Lillard?
I mean, the offense is still going to flow through Giannis. It has to. He's the best player in the world.
I think you just
Whoa! I don't know about best player in the world.
I think you just give less time to Chris Middleton, which I think he understands anyways. He was the number 2 to begin with, and I think he'll be fine to seamlessly go into the number 3 spot. And then running that pick and roll with Dame and Giannis is going to be one of the deadliest things that we see in the NBA this season.
Oh yeah, no, it's going to be an unreal offense, and I think the implications people aren't talking about this is Phoenix. Phoenix got pretty good through this deal.
They did. They got some depth that they needed.
They needed it bad.
I'm just worried about Nurkic because he is injury prone.
Yes.
Like I don't think any other center in the league. So
yeah.
Trading him for the potential of DeAndre Ayton, I don't know, is the best idea. But, I mean, if you get those pieces along with Nurkic, I could see where you would want to do that.
No, yeah, it's the NBA landscape just, shifted completely
For sure.
yesterday. I was sitting in class. I get that notification on my phone. I'm like, Lillard to the Bucks. I was like, I didn't even know they were in on it.
I didn't
Tampering.
This was just a clear example of the Miami Heat. The Miami Heat weren't being serious about it. They weren't being serious enough about it. They didn't want to get off of here. They didn't want to get off of Caleb Martin. They wanted to keep him. And they're paying the price for it now. Another team in the East swooped in and got him. There was talks about the Raptors doing it. The Raptors were the front runner yesterday until the Bucks swooped in and got it. And what it was is the Bucks were serious about winning. I saw a clip today. It was just talking about how the Bucks were proving their commitment to Giannis and their commitment to building a winning team to keep him around.
Well, yeah, both times he's mentioned anything about even flirting with maybe leaving Milwaukee, they have done big things. One was getting Drew Holiday first, and then the second one was this Dame trade. And I'm really glad Toronto didn't do it because I don't think trading for Dame would have moved the needle enough for them to be a championship contender.
That would have set him back.
Yeah, honestly. And then if you do that, then you're jeopardizing your future, which they could market pretty well with free agency. So I'm glad they didn't do that.
Yeah, so, I mean, does this clear in a way make Milwaukee the favorites in the East?
I think it has to.
Because I think they were a top 3 team in the East already, but I think this vaults them past Boston. I think this puts them in that number 1 spot. I think Boston was the preseason Eastern Conference favorite, but Middleton, Antetokounmpo, and Lillard, big 3, I mean, that clears like a Tatum and Brown duo and Porzingis. I think that's a clear
thing that I would say would hinder that would be if Boston got Drew Holiday by giving up like Malcolm Brogdon and Derek White, because they could still have him backed up with Peyton Pritchard, which would be enough in a backup role because Drew Holiday can play plenty of minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And to have Drew Holiday, Jaylen Brown, Tatum, Porzingis, and then Williams at the 5.
That'd be a small ball lineup.
It's almost an all-star starting 5, honestly.
Yeah. So my thing there is, you talked about Holiday going to Boston. Is there anywhere else you think that he could fit well in? I think Holiday to Boston would be a good fit, but anywhere else?
Sending him to Miami would be hilarious, but I don't think it makes a lot of sense for Portland, honestly.
The Lakers.
As a Lakers fan, I would not want that. I would have wanted that a couple seasons ago.
Paramount with my king
but they
is
have
over.
Rob Pelinka's built a good team there.
Defense city over there.
I think the place that makes the most sense for him is Boston at this point.
I think a little reunion, or maybe in Philly. He could be used in Philly because,
who does Philly give up? Nobody wants James Harden.
I was going to say James Harden, but James Harden doesn't fit Portland's timeline.
And James Harden quits on teams. Why would they?
James Harden in a Portland jersey would blow my mind. That
Why would they want to rebuild and then get James Harden, who's old and doesn't want to play for any NBA teams, it doesn't seem like.
Oh, yeah, I know. But I think James Harden's a Clipper by media day. That's where he wants to go.
That'd be really, really interesting.
I think he wants to go to the Clippers, but
do they give up Westbrook in that trade though? That's the question.
Yeah, I'm a diehard Westbrook fan, but
I feel like they want to keep Westbrook though, because he's kind of like happy like over there with the team and stuff like that. So I feel like he got a good relationship with the owner and whatnot, and like them just sticking with their plan and like being in rotation. I think they're not gonna really give Westbrook up that easy for George James Harden, who doesn't want to act like a basketball player at times.
Yeah, I only asked that because the last time the rumors for the trades happened, Russell Westbrook was never mentioned in them, so I don't see how they both fit.
Definitely. All right, well, we got one more segment. We're talking the National League wild card race. We'll be right back after the break.